I'm thrilled to introduce Graciela Mochkofsky, the third dean of the Newmark J School. She started in August, and she keeps track of it by the day. And it has been nonstop ever since. Her schedule is jam-packed. Every day she has meeting after meeting after meeting. Graciela came to the school in 2016 to launch the school's bilingual reporting program, the first such program in the country. She then moved on to lead the school's Center of Community Media, greatly expanding its scope, programs, and fundraising. She also has found time through all of this to publish the critically acclaimed book, The Prophet of the Andes, An Unlikely Journey to the Promised Land, and continues to write for The New Yorker. Graciela is an incredibly energetic and passionate advocate for the school. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Dean Graciela Mochkofsky.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Andy. Good morning, buenos dias. This is my first commencement speech as the dean of our fabulous school, and I am moved to be here celebrating these talented journalists whose lives we have been lucky to touch and who have touched ours in such a profound way. I am honored to be in the presence, both in spirit and in person. I wrote this when I thought they were both going to be here, of my predecessors, Steve Shepard, who's here in spirit, who had the phenomenal vision to create a world-class graduate school of journalism inside of CUNY, the most powerful engine of social mobility and civic engagement in our city. And Sarah Bartlett, in person, who built on that solid foundation and took the school into new heights by securing a major endowment and building several forward-looking initiatives, including the bilingual program that brought me to the school almost 7 years ago. I'm wearing her gown. I want to express my gratitude to Chancellor Matos Rodriguez, Provost Wendy Hensel, and Trustee Ken Sunshine for their unwavering support. And to our foundation board members, our generous donors, our students and their families, whose support and pride have been essential to get them to this moment, and our outstanding faculty and staff who are deeply committed to our mission. An institution is only as good as its people, and we have the best people. But this message is mostly for our students as they prepare to go full-time into the field of journalism. You have chosen one of the best jobs in the world, el mejor oficio del mundo, as Gabriel García Márquez used to say. I was in your position more than 20 years ago, and oh, I wish I could be one of you today. Journalism has never been an easy job, and it's certainly a complicated industry that you're entering today. It faces not just one, but a convergence of multiple crises: the inadequacy of its traditional business model, the acute dearth of diversity in personnel and leadership, unprecedented threats linked to political polarization, the rise of authoritarianism, record levels of public mistrust, the disinformation epidemic, and a tectonic shift in how this job is supposed to be done, by whom, and to what end. The old way of things, adopted by the newspaper industry 100 years ago, had at its center an ideal of objectivity that fit the worldview of a specific population. Now that this model is being challenged, it's good to remember that it was never absolute and in no way universal. It was just one of the many ways in which journalism has been practiced in the world over the years. You are entering an industry in transformation. You will be protagonists in that transformation. You will help decide what journalism will be. It is a challenging and uncertain time, like all times of profound change, but it is also an incredibly exciting time to be in journalism. It's a moment of self-reflection and correction, of reinvention, a moment to critically reconsider the past and to boldly shape the future. You have read the numbers of local newsrooms that have shuttered and jobs that have been lost, but many outlets, large and small, are finding business models that work for them. Creative entrepreneurs are coming up with ways to serve communities who have long been underserved. Local newsrooms are being replanted across the nation. Journalists, our alumni among them, are finding new ways to reach people and earn their trust. And the public mission of journalism is back at the center of the conversation around news, just where it belongs. Journalism can be used in many ways and to many ends. There are plenty of historical examples of journalists and news organizations who supported, even encouraged, the worst forces in their societies, from lynch mobs to the stigmatization of populations to policies that only serve the already powerful. Yes, oftentimes journalism has failed us, and it has failed our most vulnerable. But journalism can also be, and often is, a force for good when it is rigorous, when it serves the public interest, when it genuinely seeks the truth. It is a wondrous thing. It helps us understand what is happening in the world and how to act. It helps us go beyond the limitations of our own experiences. You have in your hands the extraordinary opportunity and the tremendous responsibility to create a journalism that will be better than anything we've had before. You will have the privilege and the duty to choose what kind of journalism to practice. I ask you to choose the journalism that is a force for good. Be rigorous, be honest, check your biases, consider all the questions, keep seeking the truth. I know you will, and it will be the pride of our lives to watch you do it.